yeah. What is up, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, day traders, closet swing traders? Hope you guys are doing absolutely fantastic. Hope you guys are feeling like the spy. Hope you guys are feeling like the Qs this morning. Hope you guys had a good evening, good morning, good afternoon, whatever time frame you're in. I got all my peeps piling in the house. Good morning, Chuck. Agnes is with us. We got Al joining us. Good morning, Albert, Alex. We got Dan in the house. Babbitt, good morning, Bill. Brian, Cedric is here. Chris, good morning. D. We got David, good morning. Eric Fayaz, Jenny, Jason J, Joe, Jose, Lawrence, Liza, Martina, Marissa, good morning. We got Rick Rock, Sam Tona. We got Tony joining us. Win. Yo, Varus is in the house. All my peeps in YouTube land, good morning. We got Richard Jet commenting. Hope you're doing absolutely fantastic. Woo. This market, huh? The market just, it's unbreakable. Obviously, we'll get to Meta in a few seconds. Obviously, we got to take a look at that one. We also have, I believe, Amazon, Apple, and Google all reporting today after that closing bell, after the little bit of a push. Let's flip this over to a daily chart. And the SPY is gapping up after a massive day. So if anybody had the chance to listen to Jerome Powell and the FOMC, honestly, I was expecting a little bit more negativity from Jerome Powell, trying to keep the market down, and he came out and kind of flipped to a full-on. It was probably the most bullish Jerome Powell has sounded in probably 12 months. Pretty remarkable. So they came out, they did what the market thought. They gave the 25-point basis hike. And then he was talking about inflation is coming down, and he's thinking that they're on pace, and that was a bullish conference that he had yesterday. Obviously, the market, very, very strong rally all day yesterday till maybe the very end of the day, which is more probably profit taking than not. So we are gapping up. It's going to be an interesting open because, again, this market has run just absolutely crazy, but we're slightly getting above some key levels. I don't know if you guys watched or maybe saw the recording. We're there live for the afternoon room. I did. I said that was probably, I don't know the exact day. I believe it was last week sometime, maybe like Monday, Tuesday. So if today's Thursday, Wednesday, Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, probably here on this day. I was saying, I think this market, I think the first stop of the market is probably somewhere around 410. I had, you can even see I still have, and this is from probably 2 months ago, this little gray line that's 413.56. In the recording too, I said, listen, we've gotten up there. This one technically got up there already. It was just all pre-market, so it's not showing here in the chart, but all pre-market, we were up there, and then we just continued to sell this entire day. Since we've been there already, it's easy to break through. Right now, it is breaking through, and I have my next kind of target on the chart for 1831. That's still some bullishness. On a day trade perspective, though, I don't know how this market opens. This should be a retest. This is why I got to kind of flip it to the hourly chart, because we did have some selling. We did have a little bit of selling toward the end of the day, and that's, if we're playing the hourly chart, that would be a gap and go on an hourly. So, I mean, maybe we're trapping some, but for the most part, yesterday was just all buying. We had a couple little dips. We attempted a Tesla short. I believe it was a Tesla short. It looked like it was going to targets, and then it just kind of rallied back. We got our stops down a little bit, but yeah, after that, it was just flip it to bullish and just run the trend, and that was it. So prior to the market, we're thinking maybe we could get some selling. Maybe Jerome Powell comes in negative. He did none of that, and this market did run. So still, you have a lot more buying than selling. I think we probably would get some kind of pullback at open. I don't think it's going to be a huge one, but That was my target before. It was 413.56. Maybe we get that sell off into that. That becomes now the new support, and then we're just trying to chop around in 418.31. But that would be my next target. We are full on bull mode right now. At least again, does the economy in the future come down and does it crash? Does inflation come back? That would be the Michael Burry case, that inflation comes back, and with all of the wealth being created right now in these markets, yeah, that's all possible. Doesn't mean it has to happen. No, but the more we run up, I mean, even on the Meta earnings. So let's flip real quick to Meta, and then we'll discuss it a little bit more in detail too, as far as how we want to trade it, if we want to trade it, or for me personally, at least what I would be thinking. Massive gap on Meta. Incredible spot where we're opening right now. Even pre-market, we've been just kind of running up on Meta. Their earnings were okay. It wasn't horrible. They were decent. They also did a $20 billion buyback, which that I think helped to prompt most of that run up as well. So that's 20 billion. I mean, that's insane. You could buy Snapchat twice with that kind of money, right? That is a very, very strong buyback, which I think helps aid this stock quite a bit. But look at the level that we're opening right now. And then again, to the upside, I mean, how much more do we have? We are the next target on this one will probably take us to just under 190. So again, on a day trade basis, not crazy, but we're rallying on decent, like we're rallying on just okay earnings. We already have the Fed now behind us. They've seemed to kind of pivot, not pivot, but kind of change mentality a little bit to a bullish direction. So what else is there to really drive this market back? I don't know. I think the only thing that could do it now is future CPI, where we start to actually see CPI numbers go up, or some kind of black swan, right? Which obviously nobody can see a black swan coming. So I wouldn't even be able to take a stab in the dark as to what that could be. But I have to lean bullish, and at open, I mean, everything is running. It's uncomfortable, honestly, for me to go bullish at open after yesterday's rally. I could see us, I mean, Meta, we just looked at the location on that thing. Meta has the ability to keep going. I just don't know how quick I want to be in there for. I feel horrible shorting. At this point, it's like if I short something, I gotta take a cold shower right after it. But I don't know. So what I would like to see in the market in a lot of these things, and just based on how a lot of these things are gapping, and this was a little bit of a gap down on AMD. So maybe we hit that resistance and we could get that. Maybe we get a little pullback. I don't know. Shane says, Dan, off a day trade topic, would you consider getting in bullish long-term positions at this point? Yeah. Good question. So I don't mind, because a lot of these things are not all in at once. So meaning that if you're like, hey, I want to throw $50,000 into the market this year, no matter how far we rally or how far we drop, I would never say put the full amount into a position and you're there. Break it down to a monthly basis as to what you could spend. And that's how I would do it. I didn't put money in November, December, January. I sat 3 months out. I still contributed to like keeping the money on the side. I actually bought some treasuries with it just in case. So now I have at least 3 months ready to go if this market does want to pull back. That being said, I don't want to just do that forever, right? This could actually be, let's go back to the SPY. This could actually be the complete bottom of the market, and maybe we don't see it again, right? Maybe where this thing came in, I don't know, right? The economy doesn't seem that great to me, But at the same time, again, there is still some companies. I think some companies are still very overvalued. I think the SPY is still overvalued. That doesn't mean it can't go up. The soft landing case sector, I think that's the one that I think people are mostly banking on at this point. Right? Anybody taking the bet that it is going to be a soft landing, and we have debt ceiling coming out in a couple months, and we'll see how that one wants to pan out as far as the news cycles go. So there's still a lot out there, and I do think the stock market is still extremely overvalued, but having some cash on the side just in case, and then just having the monthly contributions. I mean, there's still companies out there that are way, way off. I mean, some of those even growth companies, I mean, they're still 70%, 80% off the highs. And it doesn't mean that they go back to the highs. In fact, a lot of times that companies that look like this and it just shoots up massively, they'll shoot back, but a lot of them never make it back to that high point, right? So it doesn't mean like, yes, this could have been an insane drop, overreaction, all that could be true, but at the same time, this could be a massive overreaction to the bullish side. The market will do that. In the short term, stock market is just a voting machine, right? They're voting on the short term. So long term, try to find those companies that you actually like. Don't just buy a company because it's not at all-time highs. But if you're putting money in just every single month, yes, you're going to overpay sometimes. Then as it comes down, okay, great. Now you're buying when companies are over exaggerated to the low side. So I don't mind putting in. In fact, in February I will. I just don't know what yet. I wish it was Meta yesterday, but it's not. So we'll see we'll see. The market does tend to get a little extended in both directions. Just keep that in mind. And again, I don't know. Maybe we never come back to the October lows. That's possible as well. But just having some money in there working, dollar cost averaging, I don't think is still a bad strategy. All right. So AMD we looked at. And again, Apple, Amazon, and Google all report after earnings or after market today. So we'll see how they want to trade. Right now, though, Apple, pretty decent gap up. Especially we do have a little bit more resistance on Apple up here. So I think, I don't know if we can really short it. It's got not a lot of room to the downside, but I'd be looking for some kind of bounce, maybe at 146, about 146.83, somewhere down there. If that pulls back, we'll see. But yeah, I think buying the pullbacks are still on the table. So I think if we could get any pullback, I just don't know on some of these things if we do. Here's Google, nice little gap up. Technically, it's a retest gap, but look where we're opening, right? We cleared that. We cleared this, and we cleared this pivot. We are into one small little VPOC, right? So could we come down and start testing maybe the 104.07? Yeah, that's probably the extent of it. How's Google going to report today? I don't know, right? But apparently the market is brushing off, even if it's mediocre. I think the assumption from a lot of traders is, yeah, but we expected not such great earnings. And as long as that Fed pivot is on the table, let's just buy it anyway. If it's good, my call will print. Oh, you got a Google call? Nice. Rock says, nice gap on everything. Favorite stock is DraftKings. Look at Rock. Just he went 6 months without even mentioning DraftKings. Now he's back. He's back. Yeah, they cut, I think, 20% of the workforce yesterday on DraftKings. So that's again, any of these severe pullbacks, I mean, I think we were technically in a recession, whether they call it or not. But a lot of recessions, they do force companies to streamline their businesses, make them more efficient. And then technically, when you get out of recessions, those companies are now a lot stronger, right? So recessions aren't actually horrible for companies. In the short term, they are, though. Again, massive run up. I would have to, yeah, great location. Great location. We do have a little bit of resistance on DraftKings. but I'd have to expect some kind of a pullback. We're up like, I don't know, 68% from the previous low. But yeah, I probably would expect some kind of, does it have to be big? No. So honestly, I'm just, it's a very tough market to read. I hate when things run in one direction without any pullbacks because I feel like I'm just buying it at highs. So we'll have to wait and see kind of what the initial candles out of the gate are. But I wish I could be like, all right, this is definitely happening. This is definitely happening. Right now, I can tell you what should happen. Coinbase looks like it's probably getting into a little resistance. This one would probably have a higher probability of some kind of a pullback, I would assume. I mean, it's only up $4 from right after a massive run yesterday. I don't know. Jason says, did a call for earnings, but on the upside, I did BCS in case we just Lambo. There you go. Then when we gapped down last week, I bought, playing that one like a fiddle. Nice job, Jason. CRM is already kind of busted out from the lows. It's up about $50 off the lows. Again, starting to come in. So we had this little pennant pattern on CRM. We did break out. That turned into a little bit of a trap. We sank lower. Good. Double bottom. They didn't even give us higher lows on this one. And now we rampaged pretty much into about 50% retrace. So again, that's kind of at a little resistance for some type of pullback. And again, the people who make the most money in the market is that whether it's for day trading or for investing is typically the people that are just more patient, right? Is kind of what it boils down to. This move, whether it's CRM, whether it's any other stock, it's going to feel like I missed it. And there's a lot of shorts in this market. There has been 7-8 months of nothing but selling and going short. We're getting to some squeeze zones. we could definitely rally a lot higher. A lot of shorts. Jason says blind squirrels find occasional nut. Yeah. So we'll see how things want to play out with Airbnb. And then I think Dan had some tickers, so we'll run through those as well. Airbnb actually looks pretty decent. So we are gapping above this little VPOC just into a little bit of resistance over here. Still down pretty massively. We do have earnings on this one. The 14th. Is that Valentine's Day? They're going to give me a Valentine's Day gift. We'll see. All right, let me roll up to, and in the meantime, if you guys want to put any other tickers in, I see Hector has Google. Yep, Google again. Nice location. A little bit of resistance here. And let's do a quick little fib on this one. Actually, let's see if we can come in with any type of 50% retrace, anything like that. We're above the 50% retrace, so probably at this point, even a little pullback, and then we could maybe run it up to 107.53 would be the 618. We've moved a lot very quick, very quick. I don't know. It makes it very difficult. Let's see. KSS. That's Kohl's. AKA Amazon Return Center. Kohl's is okay. This one I think would retest, so I think I wouldn't be the first one to buy this thing at open, but probably expect a little pullback. See if we get down to like 33.29. You do have some resistance. I think above us, 34.09, somewhere in that zone. Nice breakout candle though yesterday, so good close over what was 2 different gaps. Could also be a little cup and handle shape, so probably continue the bullish trend, but at least at open, see if you get a little bit lower. See if you get a slight little pullback in Kohl's. Dan's watching Roblox. I feel like you like Roblox. You were watching that one yesterday as well. Pre-market on this one again should be a retest gap. I would look for that fade on that one too. If it does run up and it doesn't give you like a fade out of the gate, look for probably some kind of short around $40.69. Man, we're gonna have to be. I think it's very tough for me to go bullish, but I think we have to look for a bearish play. I think we have to look for some type of fade, and I don't know. I don't know how these bulls are strong. It's going to make it difficult. All right, Carvana, nice little gap up on Carvana. Slight little resistance. Probably should be a retest gap. I would be patient at open. I would either have to not take it bullish, or I would not take it bullish unless we get a pullback, or I would have to play that to the short side. And again, that's going to be a struggle bus. Nike. Jacob wants to look at Visa. We can look at that one as well. Nike. Yeah, my targets on Nike will probably be about 133.48. I'm not sure if that happens today or not, but again, we are gapping above a bullish candle from a breakout after massive run. I'd have to expect some kind of a small pullback on this one. Probably this one's going to fall victim to the end of day selling too. So anybody that did sell out or short, those guys are trapped. So very, very small trap. You do have a lot of people right now that have been making money in the bullish direction. So see if we get a little pullback on this thing. And then maybe we could run this one up a little bit further. Let me look at Visa. This one actually might be a sneaky decent little gap. I do have a line on my chart. I probably could go a little higher than that though. 235.72. I think this line's from the initial breakdown over here. So we had some kind of a breakdown that has been. So we have resistance. We have a decent resistance on Visa. All right. So we got one here, one here, one here. This was also resistance up there, resistance up here. So somewhere around that 234.89 zone will probably act decently strong. So even if we do get a run up on that one, I'd be very concerned about that multiple strength pushing this thing down. Chewy. I would love to see. I mean, where's Maloney when you need her? I would love to see some kind of pullbacks, because trading becomes like easier. Otherwise, you're just playing the GameStop scenarios where we're back in 2020. Essentially, Chewy looks good in a longer aspect of things. So you're making those higher lows. Chewy might be one of my, out of all the gaps so far, Chewy might. We have a little bit of resistance coming in, not too far away. 48.94. What I like a lot, and again, it's not going to be day trade wise, but maybe on a swing trade basis, we probably have one more stop somewhere around $50.95. And then we really have, and that's a small one, we don't really have any institutional interest. Some maybe at 60, and then the next real one comes in $68.34. So we have the ability to break out on this one for a swing trade, at least. Day trade wise, maybe that resistance stops us. We could get that little pullback into about 46.33. But yeah, Chewy has a possibility of potential breakout. INTU. Coin has a 25% short float. Where's Coin again? Let's throw this one up there. I didn't check crypto this morning, but last night I did. It was up pretty decent. Let's see. Intuit. Yep, that's a decent gap. Let me put this one pretty high on the list too. Again, I still want to see some kind of pullback. That would be tremendous. Go all the way to the top there, guy. There you go. Maloney's doing a mentorship right now. Posted a screenshot for you in Slack. Oh, that's for Win. Okay. How about IQ? Looks a lot like everything else for right now. So again, big old bullish candle. We do have a slight little resistance over here. That was a previous support. So right where we're gapping now is a little bit. I'd look for probably some kind of open little fade. And then ultimately in a longer term basis, though, you're probably looking about $8.11 on this one. Yep. So zero anything kind of holding us back until we start getting this would probably even be a little higher, maybe $8.19. But we have to worry about this one little pivot. So my guess is that open is we probably fade. Does not have to be massive, but a little bit of a fade, I think. HCP and Honeywell. HashiCorp. I mean, I don't know. I just like to say that word actually. Again, technically it's a retest gap. I'm just gonna be patient on the bullish side of things that open. If I could find something to fade, that would be more ideal. I know Meta is gonna go a little higher on the list. HCP, but yeah, that looks like a decent. We're sitting right at that support. I would expect maybe a red candle out of the gate. Can't do a pre-market play today. We are up there. Yeah, I know. Meta, I just wanted to add higher on my list, so let me do that. Scooch that one. All right, we got a minute 30 left. Hector wants to look at Honeywell. Honeywell. Little okay, that one looks different. Of course, yesterday had to be a little red candle. So Honeywell, let's add this one to the list as well. Looking for maybe a short opportunity. Does look very different. Plus, if the market wants to come back and even come in for some type of a retest, I can't see that aiding Honeywell in a bullish direction. It is a retest gap, but it's a nice little pivot it's clearing. So it does look a little different. I'm going to throw that pretty high on the list. I like that one. Next immediate target, though, is going to be 197.51. After that, not really a lot of room. Really anything holding this thing back till about 191. So we have the ability to maybe take a short, but out of all the shorts so far, that's probably the best. And we got 28 seconds, but we got NVIDIA. And I know I missed some of the tickers you guys threw out there in the chat, so I apologize, but I can't control time. I just cannot. Honeywell, yeah. Honeywell. NVIDIA probably look for continuation, but be very careful. We are starting to pull into some bigger term resistance. I got 8 seconds left. Everybody, YouTube land, absolutely love you guys. Appreciate you guys joining us, but make sure on the way out, you guys hit that little like button. And if you have not already subscribed, please do so. And then we have all the free education on reallifetrading.com, beginner, intermediate, and advanced courses. Make sure you guys check those out. It's a freemium for you. But you guys are incredible, and I will catch all of you guys